23,000 versus 18,000 expected. This gives an indication of the unemployment rate released from the U.S. Friday this week. Also, we had the U.S. factory orders out as minus 2.5% as expected. Though DOE crude oil inventories was out much less than expected, namely at minus 3,056 case versus 2,400 case expected. This made oil surge to above $104. We had the New Zealand, in overnight we have the New Zealand cash rate out as expected at 8.25%. Market developments, US dollar sold off significant in the US session, resulting in new highs in euro dollar and trading this morning at 153.07. Resistance is seen as 153.40. Euro sterling is in all-time highs at 0.7689. Stocks, after a very sharp sell-off the day before yesterday, equities rebounded somewhat in the U.S. session, mainly due to that commodity producers led the indices higher, and continuing rumors that a rescue plane from MBAC, that is the monoliner in the U.S., the largest bond insurer in the U.S. and in the world for that matter. These continuing rumors actually led finances higher within the trading sessions, but without confirmations of the rumors, MBAC closed lower. Fixed income, U.S. 10 years is supported at 118, bonds at 117. We like the upside of this due to the sell-off in equities. Commodities strength across the board. Watch for when gold breaks the $1,000 resistance level, but also expect silver to outperform. And today's calendar, the most important numbers is of course the BOE and ECB interest rate announcement. The BOE is at 12 GMT and the ECB is at 12:45 GMT. Also watch for Trichet's comments at 13:30 GMT. We have also the pending home sales out from the U.S. Stating the state of the U.S. housing market at 15 GMT, and then we at 15 GMT also have the Canadian IV purchasing managers out, which is the resemblance to U.S. non-farm manufacturing. And finally at 18:30 GMT we have the ICSC chain store sales out from the U.S. This could be an important indication of the consumer sentiment in the U.S. Tomorrow we have the BOE target rate out from Japan. We have the change in non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate out from the U.S. This is very important and will set the direction for most markets. And then we have the industrial production out from Germany. So what's going on? The tightening credit conditions continue. Corporate bonds now yield 205 basis points more than U.S. Treasuries. In other words, if you're a corporate, it gets more expensive to finance your continuous operations using funding. We therefore maintain a bearish view on stocks. The US dollar is making new lows after the ADP employment change report showed that we could expect non-farm payrolls tomorrow come out at minus 23K, plus minus 50K around this median estimate. And this would be the lowest since 2003. We expect unemployment rates. We expect the unemployment rate to rise dramatically in the next year. Euro dollar is, despite verbal intervention from Trichet, edging higher. All news apparently lead to US dollar weakness. Watch out for new lows in dollar yen below 102.62. Very strong rally in oil yesterday on the search on crude oil inventories, with the high at trading high at $105 per barrel. This happened after the DOE and API storage was out, as I told you. We believe oil might go as high as $175 a barrel. We assign a 10% probability to this, but our the median estimate of ours is $130 per barrel. Watch out for precious metals, gold breaking 1,000 an ounce, and it might take silver higher with it. Today's FX trade is in Euro Swiss. Although we remain overall bearish on the pair, we expect some upside short term due to recent euro strength and rise in equity markets. We buy at the break of 158.57. Bid stop offer at 158.30, targeting 159.60. And today's equity trade is that we are short selling Adidas. Adidas is currently having problems with the high euro dollar due to the acquisition some time ago of English and American Reebok. We are selling within the entry range of 41.6 to 41.3. We're targeting 38, and we're keeping a stop loss above 43.25. Also equities, we expect on the news from AmBank that some European investment banks like UBS could go higher on this due to the fact that UBS is heavily related in subprime related investments, and if AmBank is rescued, as the news was yesterday, then S&P and Moody's will keep the current rating for the AmBank bonds, and which will make the assets from on the UBS balance sheet somewhat more worth. Also look for the Q4 reporting for Carrefour, Deutsche Post, Reuters, Telecom, Italia, and E.ON, as these companies could be market direction leaders at the current or the local stock markets. That is all for Saxo Bank's morning call today. Thank you for joining. I hope you see you tomorrow.